Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Gregory puts Finn on blast and Maxie gives Nana advice about Sonny. Today on General Hospital, Chase and Brooklyn scramble to make wedding preparations. Dante is discharged, and Tracy finds a friend in Stella. Christina stops by Nana's office. She wants to clear the air. She is not okay with what Nana did to Carly and Drew, but she can accept that she made a bad choice that spiraled out of control. She doesn't think one bad decision should negate the good she's done, and she did make her dad happy. She thinks her dad misses her, and she just wants the best for her and her dad. Nana thanks her and wants the best for her too, and notices her baby bump. Christina explains she's her sister's surrogate. There is a knock at the door, and Christina says it was nice to see her and decides to head out. Before Christina leaves, Maxie and Blaze appear to meet with Nina. Nina recalls Blaze from Puerto Rico and says she probably remembers Christina. Blaze says she does, and Christina is shocked to learn Blaze is the new face of deception. She congratulates her and heads to see her brother. Eventually, Blaze leaves after meeting Nana, and then Nina asks Maxie what happened to Sasha. Maxie explains Sasha's decision and how Blaze is going to be great for them. Nana switches the subject and wonders if she should send a good wishes card to Sonny about Christina and the baby. Maxie says it depends if she wants him to throw it in the trash. She tells Nina to face that her marriage to Sonny is over. Nina has hope, as she hasn't signed her divorce papers, and she has a secret weapon. She explains Eva is still at Sonny's and acting as her advocate. Maxie says Eva doesn't do anything nice or selfless for anyone, and if she has to plot to keep a man, it's not a man she should want to keep. Maxie admits she didn't like the Nina who let being Sonny's wife take over her life, and she misses the old Nina. Sasha shows up ready to help Cody work in the Quartermain stables. She's hoping that by helping him out that inspiration may strike her as to whatever her new purpose is. She helps Cody shovel out the stables and talks about how her neighbors growing up had horses and she used to help them with their horses. She asks Cody what he's looking forward to post-deception. Cody says he's doing it right now. They take a coffee break and chit-chat and talk turns to Mac and the secret he's keeping from him. Cody thinks he's better off with the horses as he's a loner. She doesn't think he's a loner, but there is something aloof about him. He makes some jokes, asking what, like he's a manhandler. She says that would be creepy. He knows she's not ready, and they agree to be friends. She likes how things are, and how easy he is to talk to. Chase walks Dante around the halls of the hospital and back to his room, where Brooklyn is waiting. She says he's making great progress. Dante gets into bed, and the topic of Brooklyn and Chase's wedding comes up. Chase says they are downsizing the wedding to a small private event. He explains Finn is his best man and asks Dante to be his groomsman. Dante says he'd be honored. Dante changes the subject to Chase's dad. Chase says he's not looking too great, and not sharing much about his appointments with them. Brooklyn says his dad just wants to be his dad, not his sick dad, and everyone deserves privacy at times. Sam shows up and learns Dante is going to be a groomsman at the wedding. She says they need to get him fixed up and ready in that case. Chase and Brooklyn head out, and Sam checks her phone. She reveals she's asked the school to let her know if Danny ditches classes. She knows he's been making bad decisions lately and fills him in on what happened to Jason and how she has never felt so betrayed. She doesn't know if she can't trust Jason or if she's just seeing him for who he is for the first time. Christina arrives to see her brother, followed by Stella, who asks Dante how he'd like to go home today. When Christina gets a moment with Dante alone, she asks him to spend time with Dad as he's blaming himself for what happened. She then changes the subject to Ava living there, which feels weird. Dante agrees but offers to keep an eye on whatever is going on. Sam returns and Christina departs. Sam asks Dante if everything is okay with Christina. He explains she's worried about their dad, and they both find Ava living with him to be weird. Their talk turns back to Danny, and Sam fears he will try and see Jason, who she thinks is a danger to him. She won't allow Jason to put him in danger again. Tracy finds Gregory in the halls waiting for an appointment. Tracy just had her blood drawn for her annual wellness visit and is just waiting around for the results. Liz arrives and escorts Gregory to his appointment. In the exam room, Gregory tells Liz that as the head nurse, she probably has more important things to do than tend to his appointments. She says he is important. He was just hoping to keep some aspects of his life, like his disease, separate from other parts of his life. She understands and thanks him for telling her how he feels. She leaves to get his doctor. Dr. Kramer meets with Gregory, and he's concerned about his breathing. Gregory knows his symptoms are progressing, and will he be able to walk and preside over his son's wedding in a month? Kramer feels it's a safe bet that he will be able to. Gregory says should his son call him. Kramer assures him that he won't discuss his condition with him. Gregory meets up with Tracy after and fills her in on his appointment and says that she should be good for the wedding. Tracy guesses Alexis will be pleased because if not for him, she really wouldn't be on the guest list. She invites him to grab coffee with her while she waits for her appointment, but he has a list of tests he has to do, which is his new normal. She tells him that he's more than his diagnosis, and compliments him, including admitting that he's nice to look at. He calls her a vixen and takes off. Liz meets with Finn in his office to let him know about his dad's appointment, and that he let her know kindly that by being there she was overstepping. Finn realizes that means they are all overstepping. Liz says they need to let Gregory still make his own decisions while he still can. Finn feels a bit useless right now, and Liz understands as she feels that way with Jake. She says Jason stopped by and it was a complete train wreck. Finn asks how Jason is, and she says he hasn't explained anything yet, and he's never been a big talker. Chase and Brooklyn interrupt, and Chase says they need their help to save their wedding. Chase explains they downsized the wedding with Dad getting worse and Dante's accident, but with everything working out, they want to go back to the original plan. Liz and Finn offer to help them in any way they can. Finn then makes a call to his father's doctor. Later, Gregory checks in with Finn and scolds his son for checking in with Dr. Kramer about his appointment. He tells Finn if he wants information to check in with him, and departs in a huff. Finn tells Liz that she's right and he needs to step back. Chase and Brooklyn walk through the halls. Brooklyn talks about all the details of the wedding they need to take care of, and he asks what about the honeymoon. She says they are going to Palm Beach. He asks if she really wants to go there, and she does. It's in his price range, and Chase insists on paying because her family is covering the wedding. She says they are going there as husband and wife, so it will be perfect. Brooklyn walks off, and Chase says, "I can do better than perfect." Trissy runs into Stella at the cafe while grabbing coffee before her appointment, and they get to talking and laughing about aging, as Stella is flipping through Crimson and looking at all the young models. Tracy asks Stella why she's still working and not retiring. Stella says, "And do what, knit?" Stella notes if she was in Baltimore, she could hang out playing poker with her friends, but here she'd lose her mind just sitting around doing nothing. She assumes Tracy is from here and knows a lot of people, so it's easier for her. Tracy says she has societal friends, but the one deep, meaningful relationship she has is with someone who is otherwise occupied. Stella asks Tracy how she feels about getting together for some poker games. Tracy asks how she feels about backgammon. Stella loves it and would love to whoop her butt at it too. On the next General Hospital, Cody hugs Sasha and shouts, "Woohoo." Joss asks Dex, "How could you possibly think this is a good idea?" At her appointment, Tracy asks if this is an indication that something is going on. Laura and Alexis meet with Terry, and Laura has papers saying she only needs one of the chiefs of staff to sign off on. Heather cries to Kevin, "What good is it to torture myself with things that are impossible?" Blaze asks Christina if this will be a problem for them.